Welcome back to another episode of the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast. I am your host, Snoogs, and joining me on deck tonight is my ever-vigilant co-host, Grejio, helping me get through the top news and gaming stories from the week that was. So sit back, relax, and get ready for episode 319.
Whoa, this is the Aussie Gamers Experience podcast, the show with irreverent live listeners, raging hosts, and eventually conversation about the best and the worst of the video games industry. So, all that you're required to do now is to pick up your poison of choice. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst, and above all, enjoy the show.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in. Before we get started, Grejio, welcome back, mate. How are you?
I am well, my friend.
Good to hear. And, of course, I do say welcome back because life got in the way last week, and I was finishing up at Mum's house, and you had a few things on as well, so we couldn't do the show last week.
Yeah, we were kind of flat out last week.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, I'm glad that Bathurst was on yesterday, and we had a drink and a coffee and a chill out together. That was good.
Yes.
But last week, some of our agents stepped up, and boy, did they step up well.
Oh my goodness, did they what?
So I'm going to do a shout out for Azrael, Radicus, Skrill, and Kazakyle, even though I'm still not 100% sure he's not an AI. But you guys put on a show which was kind of last minute, but blew it out of the park. Thank you so much for stepping up. It was a great show, very entertaining, had a good of a laugh through it. Good to see that you guys, you were bouncing off each other like you'd been doing it for ages. So it's kind of highlights we've got such a good, close community here. This week, though, we can actually talk to the chat because we have a chat today. We've got A10, Azrael, Radicus, and the Wraith have joined us. So thank you very much, guys. Thanks for joining in. And hope you have fun. They're going to be starting all the way through. I've got to remember to move that screen back a little bit further. So let's jump into the show, Gretch. What do you reckon?
Let's do it.
All right. We've got a bit in store for everyone this week. Not much on the gaming side from me because I've only been playing one game. But we've got some news on Ghost of Shashima Legends, LucasArts to get a pass, FaZe Clan. You know about FaZe Clan?
FaZe Clan.
FaZe Clan?
Sounds familiar.
I'll explain FaZe Clan. They've got a horror film coming up. Fall Guys has got another survey out and about. 30 titles in hands for the Series X. More Doom Eternal and a few other little bits and pieces thrown in there as well. So let's get into it. This week in gaming. Greg, I'm very sorry. I'm going to dig up some wounds here today. Okay.
So I already know where this is going.
This week in gaming, back in 2017, I don't know if you do know where this is going.
Maybe not.
2017, Bomber Crew was released on PC.
Oh, no.
It wasn't released on console till July 2018, but on PC... Oh, Greg left, does he? He's gone. Just like, I can't do it.
Just can't do this.
I can't do it this week. Published, of course, by Curve Digital Publishing and developed by Runner Duck Games. Mate, Bomber Crew. That's such a cool little title.
It was. It was so good. I enjoyed the hell out of that game. It was frustrating, but at times, but it's got a very steep learning curve, like most games of that style do. There's permadeath attached to it, so you have very little room for failure. But I had my crew that lasted. I finally had a decent crew that lasted for quite some time, and I'd spent a lot of time leveling up, and then I finally lost the captain of the crew. He was the one that lasted the longest, and then when he went on, I'm trying to remember what his name was because it was quite posh too.
It was a very posh name. I had to dig back at a few old episodes. I couldn't find where it was, but yeah.
But I was genuinely heartbroken when he died, and I kind of stopped playing the game shortly after that because I was
I
like,
know.
I just
That's
can't
why I
do
had
this
to
anymore.
apologise. Yeah.
They've
Oh.
actually got a they got a new game coming. It's the same people that made it. It's called it's something like Space Crew or something like that. So
Yeah, yeah.
same deal. Only you've got a obviously you going into space as opposed to flying bombing missions in World War II.
Yeah, so it was a.
yeah.
Well, explain what type of game it was or is.
So well, yeah. So you essentially you have a bomber, and you man the crew, and each crew member has a specific job that you need to do. So you got a pilot and a navigator and a radio man and some gunners, and essentially every mission you complete, you get money to spend on upgrading your bombers and your crew. And obviously, as the more missions they complete, they also get experience in which they can do bigger and better things. So your pilot learns some evasive maneuvers and learns how to lean out the motor so you can use less like fuel, so you can get yourself home when you're really in a pinch. The navigator has ways of like the best sort of can improve his ability of seeing what's around him and stuff like that, and all sorts of things. Anyway, and as you fly, you level these up. The problem is that when everything goes south, and trust me, there was a couple of times where I was landing and my plane was genuinely on fire, and I had people running around with fire extinguishers trying to put it out like crazy. You lose. Whatever gets lost in the mission is lost for good. Look, like I said, it was a very cute game. It was very endearing, but it was brutal at times. It was honestly, and like you would go up and you'd have these Nazi planes like trying to shoot you out of the sky, and then every now and then you get like an ace, and they would be like you would get big points for killing them, but they would literally just mercilessly just destroy the hell out of you. So yeah.
Well, I think it's available on everything, and if memory serves me correct, it's on Game Pass at the moment. I think still.
Yeah.
So
still, yes. That's where I got it.
So check it out. Check it out. Have a bit of fun. It's always good laugh. All right, mate. Into game talk for this week. Double Kick Hero. Is this a drumming game? Like a?
Yep. Funnily enough, yes, it is.
Oh.
It's a rhythm. It's a rhythm game.
Okay.
So picture this kind of mix Guitar Hero with, say, any zombie game you like.
Okay.
So the idea is that so the premise of the story is you're this badass heavy metal group. The world has been infected with a big zombie virus, and you've got to journey through literally hell and back to try and save the world. And your levels play out with you guys driving in it does have a name, but I've forgotten what it is. You got this big badass Cadillac, and there's a Cadillac pun in there somewhere, and it's armed to the teeth with guns that are attached to your band's equipment, sort of thing. You got this big drummer, and all these drums are attached to different guns, right?
This sounds like that really bad Mad Max movie.
Look, it could be, but it's quite fun. Like, I haven't had this much fun with a rhythm game in quite some time. So anyway, the idea is you're driving, you're sort of side-scrolling across the screen, and as you're driving, you're doing the whole Guitar Hero thing. So you're matching the beats, and the music's playing, and it's all this kick-ass heavy metal, right? Obviously, if you skip a beat, then it all sort of goes a bit funky, and you lose your rhythm. However, every time you hit the note right, you fire bullets out of your drummer's guns, right? And you've got these hordes of zombies chasing after your Cadillac, right? So the idea is, as long as you hit all your marks, you'll kill all the zombies, right? And obviously, there's all the different drums have different guns attached to them. So you've got like machine guns and shotguns and rocket launchers and all sorts of things, right?
Yep.
And it's pretty simple like that for a little while, and then it throws in some like more complicated mechanics, like, well, you have to move the car as well, so you have to steer the car up and down while trying to still play the beats. It gets quite a bit hectic when you start getting into it, but look, super, like, you can just stick it on easy, let it do all the automatic stuff, and you can just sit there and you can just have a blast with a very tongue-in-cheek. Like, the humor is very along the lines of like Battletoads and all that. It's very that tongue-in-cheek very immature humor, but it's all heavy metal and zombies and whatnot. So yeah, it's cool.
Awesome. It does look pretty cool. Where are you playing it?
So
it
I'm playing
it's on Steam and.
it's on Game Pass at the moment. So if you've got Game
yep.
Pass, you can play it for free. Yeah, it looks like it's on Steam. I think you can play it just about on everything. I haven't looked.
Well, it's actually on itch.io as well. So
there you go.
It's everywhere.
It's literally everywhere.
Yeah, so that's Double Kick Heroes. Put your loads of zombies in rhythm with metal. That sign me up.
Yeah, you should have a go. I think you'd like it.
I will. I'll go and have a crack. Why not? Game for me. Well, all this week I've played the Division 2. That's pretty much it. I've done little bits of Minecraft, little bits of Forza, but the vast majority of what I've been doing has been Division 2. And I've had a good run with Luke a couple of times. A couple of nights this week we've jumped on, and it's good to just switch off. Same as I've also had a run with Nick as well, Wraithy as well. So it's a good game to just switch off and have a laugh. And I've got some issues with how the multiplayer now works, right? In regards to how it works when you're joining onto other people. So Wraith and Luke can't join me into my game because they don't have the DLC Warlords of New York. Okay. Yep. But Warlords of New York is a separate area. You've got to actually fast travel to New York to get onto say you go and get on a helicopter that'll fly you to New York, right? Mm-hmm. And so it's a completely different section of the game. Still the same character and everything like that. It's just a continuation, but it's a different section. So even if I'm running around in Washington, which is where the main game takes place, they're running around in Washington, they cannot join me. Okay, I'm level 40, then obviously not. The maximum you can get without the DLC is level 30, and then you've got your gear score, which only goes up to level 515, whereas technically my gear score is up over the 600s now. I can understand that. That's cool. All right, no worries. I'll go and join on them because me joining on them, I'm playing at their level, which brings all the characters up to me. So I'm level 40, all the characters come up to level 38, and they do as well. They come up to, I think, mid-30s, and then, it's like at the moment, I think I was playing with Luke last night. He got into the teens level-wise, and then he was brought up so that he was level 35 or something was on top of that. So it all works out pretty well. That's the okay side of it. But if I'm in their game working with them, the DLC gives you access to a battle pass type thing. So a seasonal pass. So you've got season 3, which is going on at the moment, which has got 100 tiers. So it's technically a battle pass, but yeah, it's just another thing to use. I'm in the either high 70s or low 80s on my level on that pass. Mm-hmm. Everything I do with Luke and Wraith doesn't count towards my battle pass.
Ew.
Yeah, see what I mean? I get that it's too, the pass is associated with Season 3, which is associated with the DLC, but then part of the season was the summit. So the summit is just it's a wave defense pretty much. You start at the bottom, you work your way up, and you've got 100 levels, and as you go higher, the enemies get stronger. They can't play that because they haven't got the DLC. Even if they were to get the DLC, they can't jump into it because you've got to first finish the DLC. The boost character that you get when you buy the DLC only boosts you to level 30, not to level 40. So it's just, there's a lot around it that kind of restricts if you've got one person that's playing it a lot like me and other people want to jump in and just have a go, it's very difficult for those people to just jump in and have a go.
Yeah.
It makes it and for a game that there's no stress unless you want there to be stress.
Yep.
The only time the game's really stressful is PvP, and you've got dedicated areas. You've got conflict or you've got Dark Zone.
Yep.
Dark Zone is ridiculous. I can run around on challenging or heroic levels by myself quite comfortably. I go into the Dark Zone, and NPCs just melt me. Don't understand it. I don't know why, but they do.
Sweaties.
No. These are NPCs, not the sweaties. The sweaties are just they're another level above, mate. It's it's crazy, but yeah, there's a bit of a balance. Everyone's always talked about the Division having a balancing issue, and there's a big balance with those that play it a lot as opposed to those that just want to have a go. There's a big gap there where it should just sort of be a bit closer together. We'll see how that goes. You know what? It's one of those things where because I can switch off and just play it and just do it, I'm enjoying myself. I've got the Vault ANZ clan, which I run around with. We've got a few people on there that jump in and have a go all the time, so it's pretty cool. And it's just a switch off game that's chilling me out where I play it. All right, mate. Early game for you this week, F1 2019.
Yeah. Well, another game that's now on Game Pass.
Yes.
Since you played F1 the other week, I was like, you know what? I'm going to give this a crack.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's one of those games where I'm surprisingly, like, to myself, I'm sitting there going, why have I never played this game before? I genuinely like Formula One in real life, so why wouldn't I play this game? So anyway, I thought I'd give it a crack. And, oh my goodness, this game is intense.
I know, right?
It is so intense. I couldn't believe how involved this game was. Like, I knew from the outset, I knew that it was going to be involved. But I was like, all right, well, I'm coming into this. I'm not going to try and get involved like that. I'm just going to put everything on easy. I'm just going to try and enjoy the game as an enjoyment factor and see if I can smash out some of it so I can get a feel for the game and see what it's like. Even then, it's just like so involved. Even when everything's like automatic, you're like, so I'm playing the campaign at the moment. So you get through your introduction, which is you in F2, so a feeder category into F1. And you get, at the beginning of the whole thing, you get signed up with your choice of teams, right? Mm-hmm. Now I sort of went for a mid-pack team because I still wasn't very good with the game. Like, I didn't play any sort of single player stuff. I just went straight into the campaign. I wasn't sure how it was going to change from F2 to F1, so I went for like a middle row team. Being that I have it set to easy, I'm just murdering everyone, right? So I'm like the world's greatest middle pack driver. So everyone loves me because I win everything, and I shouldn't. So come contract time, I think it'll be sweet. But it's the fact that you've got a contract. You have to manage the expectations of the contract. So you have to meet all the little requirements, and like that updates every 2 races. So you've got like 2 races to meet that requirement, and if you miss it, too bad, so sad. You'll lose reputation. You lose status with the team. But if you meet it, obviously you become a more valuable driver. Mm-hmm. On top of that, every other team is watching you, so you're gaining reputation with them every time you do something out of the ordinary on the racetrack as well. But then you've got the race weekend itself. So you got to do, you don't have to, but the first one, they pretty much push you into this. You do your free practice 1, free practice 2, free practice 3, free practice 4, qualifying, then racing, right? And during those 4 free practices, you've got like simulation runs you need to do. So you've got to climatize to the track, so learn the track. Then learn the tire management simulation, the fuel management simulation, the ERS, which is the electronic side of like boosting your engine with electric motors, the ERS management system. And then you've got like a qualifying simulation run so they can get you ready for qualifying. And then they've got a race simulation run so they can get you ready for the race. You've got to do all these things. All while
it's nuts, isn't it?
You can play with the settings of the car, and like I said, even on the easiest, like this is still super involved. Like it was one of those things where normally I get into a race and I'd smash out a championship in one night. There is no goddamn way I could smash out a championship in one night. I'm like, it's like an hour and a half
if you're lucky.
Yeah, that's right. I get to the end of doing one race weekend, and I'm like, all right, well, that's my night of gaming done. So I've made.
Yeah, well, I'm done. Yeah.
So, like, this time last week, I downloaded it, and I expected that I would be a fair way into it by now. But I'm literally, like, 4 races in. So, but look, I'm enjoying it. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It's just super involved. And I'm just like, wow. So, Yeah, look, good game. Like, the hats off to him. Like, if you're playing, like, if you had it amped up, the settings amped up to like turn off traction control and all that jazz, and go for the full thing, I can imagine
that's how Roy Boy races it.
I know look, all power to him.
He's an absolute freak when it comes to these games.
That's
he's
sadistic.
He's set himself up for it. He's doing iRacing now.
Yeah, of course.
And it's just he'll come out. I'm like, dude, I just want to drive and have fun. I get to a point with a race, and like I stopped doing the nightly races on Gran Turismo because I'd get annoyed and punt some off the track, just because that's where I go. But he gets fully into it. But one of the things to add on what you were saying was the research management as well, where you had to, what research do you want to put in? How much information do you want to put in this as opposed to that?
Yep.
Do you want to work on aero? Do you want to work on power? Do you want to work on? It's just nuts.
And then in between, you've got to manage the media. And if you say the wrong thing, you can upset those departments. So it costs you more reputation points to get that stuff done.
It is very full on, but a lot of people out there love it, so that's cool. All right, mate. Well, that's it for the games for this week that we've been playing along with. That is, I'm going to say the same thing as that's very confusing. But Das Boot is good.
Oh yeah,
I have not got what's that sound this week?
I could probably make one up on the spot.
No, we'll leave it alone. If editing Lucas or editing Snoogs, whoever jumps into it, might throw one in.
A glimpse of bringing back reverberation.
No, that was fun, I must admit. News for this week. All right, we've got a few things for news. So let's go through them, shall we?
Let's do it.
What should I kick off with?
Dealer's choice, mate. No, you're right. I have no idea where you got it.
All right. Well, let's talk about FaZe Clan, because you don't know about FaZe Clan.
No.
So FaZe Clan is an esports group. I suppose it's probably the easiest way to do it.
Right.
So it's got within this phase, you'll see a few people on Twitter and Instagram, YouTube, all those sorts of places that they've got their FA capital ZE as part of their name. So they're part of this phase group. So it's got esports teams and content creators. And thank you, Kaz. It's FaZe Clan's been around since Modern Warfare 2. They were usually pretty much, the elite level, big time gamers that were playing it. So FaZe is moving into a new role in the entertainment industry, film production. The organisation just released the first trailer for horror film Crimson, starring FaZe's own Brian Awadis, aka FaZe Rug. So what they've done is they've turned into, I don't know if you've seen on YouTube recently, there's been people that, they're influencers or gamers or whatever you want to call them, YouTubers that are showing off their new multi-million-dollar mansion that they've bought themselves with their YouTube money, right? What they've done is they've done this found footage type movie where this FaZe Rug, I suppose, is doing something like that, where he's going on and showing off this new mansion that he's just bought. But the thing is that it's a horror movie, like a found footage horror movie. So the film's actually directed by Gregory Plotkin, who is an editor by trade. He's worked on films as Get Out, Happy Death Day, and the Paranormal Activity movies.
Cool.
So what it is pretty much, he's FaZe Rug's doing his show, like doing his YouTube stuff, showcasing the worlds and showcasing the house, and then all hell breaks loose.
I keep thinking you say face rug, like you're talking about someone's beard. Like
someone's
their face
beard.
rug.
No, FaZe.
Like their fake beard too, because that's what you call a fake. It's a rug, right? So a face rug.
A face rug.
Sorry, that's completely beside the point.
All right, so the movie's called Crimson. You can find an official trailer. I will put that in there so people can go and have a look at it. It's in the podcast live chat, and we'll throw it up underneath here on the notes and everything, go and have a look at it. And that releases on October 29. So not too far away. I don't know.
So this is like a real movie.
Yeah, it's full on. I don't know if it's going to be like a YouTube release or or if it's actually going to come out in cinemas or anything, but it's the first little movie that they're doing.
Yeah, fair enough.
I thought like Kaz said, Phase has been around for a while, and it just seems to be. It popped up when I saw it. I'm like, okay, this is different, but yeah, good on them. All right, next bit of news. Fall Guys. You been playing much Fall Guys of late?
No.
No?
No.
I've played a lot of Fall Guys. I've stopped playing probably the last sort of 2 weeks.
Yep.
Which is probably fiddling enough. It's 2 weeks into its second season. So the developers for Fall Guys have come out and asked for everyone to fill in another survey. So it's all about the rounds. So with Fall Guys, you go and play over a certain amount of rounds, and each round you get a certain, people get through or you get knocked out. It's a last man standing type thing. There's a lot of rounds that people like and a lot of rounds that people despise. And so what this survey, which is on Google Docs and you can find out on their Twitter page, it's all about rounds. So they want to know which ones you like, which ones you dislike, and how many rounds you'd like to see each season. Like how many new rounds would you like to see each season? This is all going in, and it's all a combination. They want to put it all together so that they can increase and improve, I suppose, as time goes on for Fall Guys and what's going on with it. Which I like it when I see devs do stuff like this.
Yeah.
And especially something like Fall Guys, which just has taken the world by storm. It's good to see.
Yeah, it's good. It's good that they're asking their community what they want, but at the same time, and don't get me wrong, I agree with you. It's a good thing, but sometimes it depends how it's handled. Sometimes like they have a bad tendency of just pandering to what people want, and then all of a sudden the game becomes quite wishy-washy because it's just pandering to a select group, or it's pandering to the bending fickleness of the group kind of thing.
I like Seesaw. You're not getting rid of that one. It's not allowed. See, we're not pandering. No, see, I've got to admit, Seesaw is probably one of the levels that when you get it, you just go, yeah, prick. So, who knows? Good old Games Pass. It just keeps on going, doesn't it?
It does.
Just keeps on going. Over the years that we've been doing this, I've said many times that I don't have a lot of interest in going back and playing old games.
Mm-hmm.
These don't mean a lot to me. Remastered versions of them that come and utilize current hardware, slightly different, but still not a big thing. There's 3 games coming on the 29th, which I must admit, every time they're remade, I enjoy each one of them. So these are, of course, the LucasArts productions and Double Fine productions of Day of the Tentacle, Grim Fandango, and Full Throttle.
Oh, Full Throttle, yeah, baby.
Yes. So Double Fine's Tim Schafer has announced on the Xbox podcast that all 3 remasters are coming to Game Pass, on the 29th.
Giddy up.
So I've played all of them.
Yep.
I think I actually have the Platinum for Day of the Tentacle.
I was going to say, Day of the Tentacle has been on Game Pass already, I'm pretty sure.
Has it?
In its current form.
I'm pretty sure all 3 of them have been PS Plus or Games with Gold games at some stage.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you. Well, I haven't seen Full Throttle in quite some time. Last time I played that was on PC. I have a copy somewhere. So somewhere.
It's around here somewhere.
It's around here. It's in this house somewhere. But yeah, the Day of the Tentacle I know has been, because I remember Rem was playing it.
Day of the Tentacle's been on PlayStation.
She might have been playing on a PlayStation. I don't remember.
Who knows?
But anyway, cool. Either way, awesome.
All right. Next on the list, Ghost of Shashima. Have you finished that one yet?
I haven't finished it. I keep playing
No?
it though. It's so good.
Keep
Still
getting into
enjoying it. Yeah.
Nice. Well, now available as part of the version 1.1 update, Ghost of Shashima Legends is releasing. So that's Sucker Punch's new cooperative multiplayer mode.
Right.
So it's an online-only experience. It stands separate from the single-player story.
Mm-hmm.
And you can pick one of 4 legendary warriors.
Right.
You can build your warrior, unlock new class-specific abilities, gears, and armor, designed so you can fight along friends in unique missions inspired by Japanese mythology.
Sounds cool.
So this is a 4-player co-op.
Ooh.
And you literally play as a 4-player team and go and do missions. So it's not. I don't believe it's PvP. It's just kind of like a wave defense. You'll see around the map. It doesn't matter if you've opened up the whole map. Everything sort of randomizes each time it goes off, and you'll see fireworks go off in the distance, and that'll be an area that you've got to go to. And you go to that area, and that's when you have an encounter, and you go from there. Sound all right?
It certainly does.
Each of the 4 classes has a unique ultimate ability. You gradually fill your meters. Your class is designed, because you've got the 4 classes, it's designed for each one of you to be a different class.
Yep.
And what you can do, you pick your first one, and then as you play using that first one, you earn unlocks for the other 3. So it's all designed about getting together, talking with your friends, setting it all up, and going in and playing it. And each one plays to their strengths. Like someone who enjoys being more stealth would obviously pick a stealth character as opposed to someone being tanky. So it's got lots of a feel of, Division or Destiny, I suppose. But samurai swords.
I know.
Sounds pretty cool.
If it's anything like the rest of the game, it should be fine. It'd be like, because they had legendary stuff already in there is cool. Like, I've already got a couple of legendary armors already while I'm playing this, and they look sweet. So.
Yeah, well, some of the images that I've got has been absolutely insane, how it all looks and the different armors that everyone's set up with. So it looks pretty cool. You and I have to jump on another play.
Yeah.
Definitely. All right, Doom.
You.
Good old Doom. Doom Eternal, first DLC, The Ancient Gods Part 1.
Yep.
It's releasing tomorrow, the 20th of the 10th.
Mm-hmm.
And guess who gets to play it?
Me.
I was lucky enough. My copy of Doom's the deluxe edition, so I'll be downloading. It goes live later tomorrow night because of timing and all that sort of jazz. So it's I don't know a lot about it. So if you can have a look at the latest trailer, there's a bit of information. It's more stupid 12-string heavy metal riffs. It's lots of gore, lots of jumping around. It's still sort of carries on from that really fast, really flowing gameplay of Doom Eternal. And it's just it's the next sort of stage, the DLC. And everything looks absolutely massive. Like I'm talking, you're getting lifted up by a monster and you're standing in the middle of its palm.
So God of War-esque.
Yes. I don't think God of War's got anything on it. Much, much bigger. Big scale. It's should be a bit of fun.
Yeah.
All I know is that Doom Eternal, yes. Doom Eternal starting tomorrow. There's some more DLC for it. All right, mate. Last bit of news, I think. Yep. All right. We're 1 month away from next-gen consoles, mate.
1 month away.
1 month away. Are you excited yet?
Frankly, look, there's a part of me that's like, yes, we're entering this new era. There's going to be lots of cool stuff coming out, but like, because I'm not getting one at launch, I'm kind of like, eh.
Yeah, I'm a little bit the same. I'm starting to wish that I'd tried for a PS5, especially with all the bullshit that's going on with, some people saying that you can get it earlier than they were thinking, but then things are getting pushed back and whatever. It's, I wish I'd had one But doesn't matter. So we've got the PS5s releasing on the 12th of next month. The Xbox Series X is releasing on the 10th, I believe, or it's the other way around. I don't know. Xbox Series X on the 10th. Okay. There has been 30 titles released that will be optimized for the Xbox Series X/S. I still don't know how they can classify the S as being optimized. It's hitting lower levels. It's hitting less grunt than the One X. It'd be good to see it, I must say. Assassin's Creed Valhalla, Borderlands 3, Bright Memory, Cuisine Royale, Dead by Daylight, Devil May Cry 5 Special Edition, Dirt 5, Enlisted, Evergate, The Falconeer, Fortnite, Forza Horizon 4, Gears 5, Gears Tactics, Grounded, King Oddball, Man-Eater, Manifold Garden, NBA 2K21, Observer, Ori and the Will of the Wisps, so you can play that at 4,000 frames per second because that's what it needs. Planet Coaster, Sea of Thieves, Tetris Effect Connected, The Tourist, War Thunder, Warhammer, Watch Dogs Legion, WRC 9, Yakuza, and Yes, Your Grace. A lot of these come either by Game Pass and also Smart Delivery.
Yeah.
So Smart Delivery is when you buy the old version and it carries over to the new system, isn't it?
Yes. Yeah.
Yes. Cool. Yeah. So most of them have Smart Delivery. Things like NBA 2K21, Observer, Falconeer, Evergate, Listed, Devil May Cry, and Bright Memory. They're all just there. Everything else is either Game Pass or Smart Delivery.
Yep. Now,
I'm starting to see one in particular that I wanted to highlight was Gears of War 5. Now, Gears of War 5, there's been some screenshots leaked or shown around of the optimized version of the Xbox Series, playing on an Xbox Series X and how the ray tracing works. Now, this one has been specifically optimized for next gen, and they're comparing it to a PC running the current version, but with a 3080. So just the current version without specific ray tracing detail in it and how much difference there is between the two. And this is what they're using to highlight it. I'm not sure if I'm a fan of that because that kind of confuses some people. You get what I mean? Or have I confused you?
I think so.
So the current version, whether it be on PC or Xbox One X, right? It's got a very specific things. And as part of that specific programming is it doesn't have ray tracing.
Correct.
Yeah, so ray tracing is new, well, not even new anymore, but it's what everything's being talked about for the next generation.
The
4K gaming and ray tracing. So none of that's written into it. Obviously, the optimized titles have when they do the optimization, they optimize it with ray tracing.
Yep.
And they're comparing something that's optimized to something that's not, and trying to say that, and I don't think Xbox specifically is trying to do on it, but I'm seeing a lot of people on Twitter running with it, or specifically Twitter anyway, that the Xbox Series X is more powerful than a 3080, an NVIDIA 3080. And this is what they're using to showcase it.
Yeah, but it's not really a very good, like that's saying like my car is more powerful than a watermelon. Like the two aren't really comparable.
That's exactly right. They're not comparable, but they're comparing them.
Yeah, I know. It's like,
and they're showcasing that comparison. That's the bit that I don't understand. And unfortunately, because there is this console war going on, which a lot of us just don't care about anymore, and a lot of people want to say that it doesn't exist, but there is still a segment of the gaming world that has that mentality. They are going absolutely crazy with it. I swear I must follow way too many people on Twitter that highlight this Xbox fucking stupidity, or just the console war stupidity, because you get it from both sides of the fence. They're just stupid.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Well, they grab onto any little piece of catchphrase that they can just to belt the other people over the head with it, right?
Yeah.
That's all it is. They don't actually think about it. They don't stop and think, oh, hang on a second. If I actually said this out loud, it doesn't actually make any sense.
Yes, like
No, it just sounds good off the cuff, and quick, push that out to all my PlayStation buddies. Fuck you! Ah.
Yeah, Yoshida said that that the PS5 will be the fan in the PS5 will be will be able to be variable via software updates, right? So just as they push out a new firmware, if they're finding a game that's making the PS5s too hot, they can adjust it on the fly, sort of thing. And now everyone's jumped on that. PS5 hasn't been tested. PS5 gets too hot.
Yeah.
It's just I sort of looked at that and went, right, that's enough Twitter for today. Turn it off. Anyway, well, let's jump into some last words, shall we? All right, everyone.
Sorry, I wasn't sure whether you were waiting for a response there. I was like, normally I would say, yeah, sure, let's do that.
No,
Take two.
No, I was waiting for Kaz's thing to do something that he put in the live chat.
Oh, okay.
So while we're going, we've got A10, Azrael, Kaza, Luke 1 has joined us, Radicus, and the Wraith. Does Luke want to talk? He's not on mute. Does you want to say hello?
You could say hello. He's here.
Wimmer wham wham wazzle.
Wazzle. How are you, mate?
Yeah, good, man. I'm
Good.
just using
welcome to the end of the show.
Yeah, thanks. I'm just using my headphones at the moment, so my sound quality won't be fantastic. But yeah, I'm here. Sort of like
that's good.
Brooding in the background at these shitty claims that you're talking about.
They're great claims. They're great. But on top of the fun stuff is all the, all the positivity that's coming. So you got to have the stupidity with the positivity, I guess.
Yeah, the guys in the chat have said, are we going to mention what was last week's What's That Sound that Kaz and Kyle brought up?
Oh, yeah. Do you want to mention that?
Yeah, well, it was
I heard it, but
oofed sound effect, which, look, I guess, you guys didn't mention it earlier in the show, I assume?
No.
No.
Okay. Yeah, well, it was this sound effect. Thanks for putting that in, editing Lucas. It was actually from Roblox.
From good old Roblox, is it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Can't say I've ever played that game. Can't say I ever will.
No, I only know all about it because of Emily, my daughter. She's she was massively into it, but I think that was before she got into Minecraft and realised game she should be playing.
Yeah, my eldest started pushing for Roblox, and then I put the Xbox controller in her hand and said, "Here's Minecraft. Try that one." And now I can't get her off it.
Yeah. Oh, do you want to What's That Sound for this week?
Sure. I did. I was hoping editing Lucas or editing Snoogs, whoever gets around to it, might throw one in.
No, look, I'll give it to you now. It sounds like this. That's what. I'll give you the answer now too, if you like.
I was going to say it's you hearing that last segment.
Greg got it.
Yes.
Ding 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 ding.
Spot on.
Even Az got it. Good stuff.
Oh, I'm in a hotel room right now, so my neighbours probably just said that.
Normally, most people just jerk off in the hotel room, but I don't know what that dude's doing. Either that or he's doing it wrong.
Yeah. Be a knock on the door. Make sure you haven't got a belt around your neck. Any other last words, Gretch?
No, I'm not following that. You're done. That's you just burnt the place to the ground now.
Oh God, Luke, you want to throw anything last in before you go?
How good is my internet in this hotel room?
Oh, I know, right?
6 megabytes a second.
That's insane.
Free hotel Wi-Fi. That's unbelievable.
They'll do anything to get anyone down here at the moment, won't they?
I reckon, because seriously, I'm down here for the last week, and Wraithy and Snoogs were both playing Division 2, and I didn't download it. I full downloaded Division 2 onto my computer just so I could play with them. And I downloaded the entire game, which is like 68 gig, using hotel free Wi-Fi.
Hotel Wi-Fi.
Who knew that was a thing? I have never used hotel Wi-Fi that was measured in the megabytes before. It's always like, 128 kilobytes a second or something, just like dial-up.
God, places I stay at, you can luckily check. You'd be lucky to check your email.
Yeah. That's that. Well, that's the normal thing for me. But yeah, I managed to download an entire current generation game. So shout out to the Quest Hotel.
Good stuff. All right. Well, while you guys are floating around, don't forget to hit up Aussie Gamers TV and Snoogs Vision over on Twitch, and of course Grejio XBL on Instagram. All right. Well, that's it for this week. Thank you very much to everyone that has listened to the show, and especially those that are still listening this far along. Don't forget to continue any of the topics we've discussed on the show over in our Discord channel, or hit us up via our socials. While you're at it, hit up our website, which is www.theagexp.com. Links, as always, are in the podcast show notes and descriptions. That's all from me. As always, I have been Snoogs.
I was Lucas for a little bit.
And I've been Grejio for a whole lot of bit.
See us.
Bye-bye, dude.
Ooh, once again, we have reached the end of another week in gaming. And if you've listened all the way up until this point of the show, then there's a good chance that you're a perfect fit for the Age XP Discord channel. And you can join by using the links in the show description. Once you've joined, you will find yourself within a community of amazing people who are all interested in one thing, and that's gaming. You can also join in live while we record the show and have your say. Now, don't forget to subscribe to this podcast so you'll be notified when the next episode is available for your listening pleasure. Until next time, take care, be safe, and keep on gaming.